Even though he's not here physically, he's here in spirit. And he'll be walking along with us as I show you this, my Mac Quadra 700. Welcome to No Pun, and this is the Mac Quadra 700 that I got in a trade. And actually, it all works. Let me show you real quick. We gotta turn on the monitor first, and then that's pretty cool. Let me go ahead and sit down and show you it, and then we'll go into a little bit of history of the Mac Quadra 700 and then this specific unit as well. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Starting Mac OS. So the Mac Quadra 700, this computer came out in 1991. This computer is almost over 30 years old, which is crazy.
It's not as old as my girlfriend though.
It's got many interesting quirks and features, such as a single button mouse. Of course, it has the little trackball on the bottom. But let's go ahead and open up a file. Let's go to File, Explore, the Mac version. WordPerfect, baby. This is so cool. It's running, it's running on this computer, which I'll explain in just a minute, but here we go. Now that's a pretty cool message right there. Anyway, this computer came out in 1991. It actually has an older brother, the Mac Quadra 900. It's one of the first computers in the Quadra series using Motorola 68040 processors in order to compete with the IBM compatible PCs powered by the Intel i486DX. I totally did not read that off of Wikipedia. The Quadra 700 is also the first computer from Apple to be housed in a mini tower form factor. Here's a modern-esque Dell. If I put this side by side, you can kind of see how much smaller it is. And in fact, what makes it larger is this giant CD drive. Look at this thing. It even has its own power supply and this massive connector to work. Oh yeah, we actually have to turn it on in the back. Isn't that cool? Something crazy is back in 1991, this computer had a whopping price of $5,700 originally. But it was actually dropped down to the more affordable $4,700 after a little bit. Everything on this is original except for the drive, which is running the BlueSCSI Mod. You see, the hard drives in these, especially now, are pretty unreliable, and you can get this mod that allows you to use an SD card in place of one. And I mean, this is running on the SD card. It's super fast, much more reliable than a normal hard drive, and I think you can even install like Linux on here, like a really old version of Linux. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure you can. Now this computer is actually a bit of a celebrity, as it was featured very prominently in the 1993 film Jurassic Park. So if you're a Jurassic Park collector, you might want to look into getting one of these. But anyway, let's go try a game on here. It's funny seeing this weird file manager, and also how different old versions of Mac is, but also how they're kind of the same. Let's go to 1990. Let's go to 1990, and we're gonna do Block Ball. Now, not all of these games work because this is going into third-party sort of emulation territory. I have no idea how to play this, by the way. Oh, that's it. Okay, that's kind of neat. Let's try another game. Wait, role-playing? Dude, there's a D&D generator in here. We're gonna make them an elf, and we want them to be a illusionist. Generate. Look at that. There's already a use for this. It generates D&D characters. The program's on here, again, part of the BlueSCSI package, which I'll actually link a video in the description to the guy I bought this from. He has a video showing off how he installed it, which is pretty useful to know if you're gonna do something like this to your own Mac. And as a brief history of this Mac itself, it was purchased by a local t-shirt screen printing business. And basically the guy ran early versions of Photoshop and Illustrator and made his designs with this Wacom tablet right here, which is pretty freaking awesome. I wish I had the stylus, but I'll see if I can find one on eBay for a future video. It's awesome that it's working now, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to make this video, is to document this thing while it's in perfect working order, because machines like this, they're over 30 years old. Something's bound to break eventually. But that might not actually be too difficult to fix because there's a great YouTube channel I found while I was researching this thing, which again, I'll put in the description, showing off a guy who was completely restoring one of these things. He actually took out the power supply, which changed into the capacitors. It's a really in-depth video, and if you want to know more about these Quadra 700, since we're just taking like a little bit of like a splash into what they are, you should check out his video. Anyway, the Mac Quadra 700 is a really cool piece of history. I'm so happy I own one. I actually got this whole desk right here just to put it in because this monitor is thick. It's like 1.5 feet long, but it's totally worth it because it's just so cool. We hope you've enjoyed this no plan, and we'll catch you on the next one.